Today's episode is brought to you by Sincerely Shalia, my very own greeting card line, written and designed by me for real love and real life. Whether you need the perfect card to celebrate love, apologize, or say what's on your heart, Sincerely Shalia has you covered. So skip the generic and say it your way. Check out my full collection at shaliavinny.com/greeting cards and find the card that speaks for you. I can't wait till you guys check them out. And don't forget to let me know what you think. I love you guys. Hello and welcome to the Love This Way podcast, the show that exists to help men and women everywhere to be better at love. Never any gender wars or back and forth, just great tips to help you find and sustain the love of your dreams. Because love is a journey, but you still need direction. So I want you to grab your tribe and get ready, because each episode we're going to be talking about our real life issues, answering tough questions, and building solid relationships with one another as we heal, learn, and grow. I'm your host, your girl, Dr. Shalia Vinny, and today I want to teach you one thing. Your partner can't read the story you're telling yourself. Love doesn't need mind readers. It needs translators. You ready? Hey, my babies. Welcome back to another episode of Love This Way. Hey, I want to ask you a question. Have you ever been absolutely convinced that you knew what your partner was thinking, only to find out later that you were completely wrong? I mean, we've all done it, but maybe they were quiet and you assumed that they were upset. Maybe they forgot something important and you assumed that you weren't important. Maybe they didn't text back and you assumed that they were pulling away. Maybe they looked distracted and you assumed that they lost interest. The truth is, our minds are incredible storytellers. When we don't have all the information, we rarely leave the page blank. We fill it in. We write a story. And here's the dangerous part. Our bodies don't know the difference between a story we've created and a reality we've confirmed. If the story says they don't love me anymore, your heart responds as though you've actually been rejected. If the story says they are disappointed in me, your body begins protecting itself before your partner has even spoken a word. And before long, you're not responding to your partner anymore. You're responding to the story you've written about them. Today, I want to show you how this quietly destroys relationships and how learning to become translators instead of mind readers can completely change the way you love each other. Because I truly believe this. Some of the biggest arguments in relationships never started with what happened. They started with the meaning two people assigned to what happened. Because there's a lot of stories we write in the silence. Our brains hate uncertainty. We are meaning-making creatures. When information is missing, our minds instinctively try to complete the picture. The problem is, our assumptions usually sound like facts inside of our own heads. Your partner walks into the house and they seem quiet. So instead of thinking, I wonder what's on their mind, the story becomes, they're upset with me. I must have done something wrong. They're getting tired of this relationship. Or maybe your spouse forgets your anniversary. Instead of, I wonder what happened, the story becomes, if they loved me, they would have remembered. I'm not important. I always come last. Or maybe intimacy has slowed down. The story becomes, they don't find me attractive anymore. They regret choosing me. They're probably interested in somebody else. Notice something? The event lasted seconds, but the story lasted weeks, months, sometimes years. And here's what makes this so dangerous. Once we've decided on the story, we begin collecting evidence to prove we're right. Psychologists call this confirmation bias. We stop noticing what contradicts our story and start highlighting everything that supports it. If you convince yourself your partner doesn't care, every forgotten text becomes proof. Every distracted moment becomes proof. Every disagreement becomes proof. Meanwhile, you completely overlook the way they filled your gas tank, the way that they asked you about your day, the way that they made you coffee, the way they held your hand. The story becomes louder than reality. And the saddest part, your partner has no idea they're being judged by a story they never helped to write. The most dangerous conversations in relationships are not always the ones happening out loud. Sometimes they're the ones happening silently inside your own mind. I need to go a little bit deeper because I need you to understand you're not responding to your partner. You're responding to your interpretation. And this is where relationships quietly begin to unravel, because once the story feels true, your behavior changes. Let's say the story is, he doesn't want me anymore. You become distant, less affectionate, less playful, more guarded. Your husband notices you've changed. Now he starts writing his own story. She's pulling away. She must be unhappy. Nothing I do is enough. Now he withdraws, which confirms your story, which reinforces his story. And suddenly, two people who deeply love each other are reacting. not to reality, but to interpretations. Or maybe a husband says, "Why didn't you answer my text?" What he means is, "I missed you. I worried about you. I wanted to know you were okay." But his wife hears, "I'm being controlled. He doesn't trust me. Nothing I do is ever enough." She becomes defensive. Now he hears, "She doesn't care how I feel." Do you see what happened? Nobody lied. Nobody intentionally hurt anyone. Nobody stopped loving each other. They simply stopped understanding what was underneath the words. Every complaint has a feeling beneath it. You never help around the house. Translation, I'm overwhelmed. You never initiate intimacy. Translation, I don't feel desired. You're always working. Translation, I miss you. You don't listen. Translation, I don't feel important. You've changed. Translation, I'm afraid we're losing what we used to have. Love doesn't need mind readers, it needs translators, because the strongest couples don't become experts at guessing each other's thoughts. They become experts at understanding each other's hearts. Most couples aren't arguing about what they're saying, they're arguing about what they're trying to say. Hey, friend. If you're tired of those generic, impersonal greeting cards, I've got you covered. Sincerely Shalia is my very own greeting card line, written and designed by me to help you say what's really on your heart. Whether it's love, apologies, or just because, these cards speak for you. Skip the cookie cutter messages and send something real. Check out my collection at shaliavinny.com/greeting cards and find your perfect card today. Now, the beautiful thing about this is that it can change immediately, not because your partner suddenly becomes perfect, but because you stop allowing assumptions to do all the talking. I want to give you 5 ways to stop fighting stories and start understanding each other. Number 1, catch the story before you react. The next time you feel yourself getting hurt, I want you to ask yourself, what actually happened? Then you should ask yourself, what story did I attach to it? Those are rarely the same thing. Number 2, ask yourself, is this fact or is this fear? Sometimes your intuition is right. Sometimes your fear is loud. Learn the difference. Don't let old wounds become today's evidence. Number 3, translate your feelings instead of disguising them as criticism. Instead of saying, "You never make time for me," try, "I've been feeling lonely lately." Instead of, "You don't care," say, "I need reassurance." Vulnerability creates connection. Criticism usually creates defense. Number 4, get curious before you get certain. Healthy couples ask questions. Unhealthy couples make conclusions. So instead of assuming motive, ask. Instead of deciding, discover. Curiosity has saved more relationship than certainty ever has. Number 5, respond to your partner's heart, not just their words. When someone says, "You never listen," don't just hear the complaint, hear the loneliness underneath it. When someone says, "You're always on your phone," don't just hear criticism, hear, "I miss feeling close to you." When you learn to respond to the feeling instead of the accusation, everything changes. Here's what I want to leave you with today, and I pray you take it with you. Your relationship is not built on what happens. It's built on the meaning the two of you assign to what happens. A forgotten text can become, "They don't care about me." Or it can become, "Maybe they're having a difficult day." A quiet evening can become, "We're growing apart." Or it can become, "Maybe they're carrying something they haven't found words for yet." The event is often the same. The story changes everything. And maybe your partner has never really expected you to read their mind. Maybe they've been hoping that you'll understand their heart. And maybe that's what mature love really is. Not two people who never misunderstand each other, but two people who become slow to assume, quick to ask, eager to understand, and humble enough to admit the story I told myself may not be the truth. Because love isn't built by people who always know what the other person is thinking. It's built by people who care enough to find out. The strongest couples don't spend their lives trying to become mind readers. They spend their lives becoming better translators. And sometimes the relationship you've been praying for doesn't begin when your partner changes. It begins the moment the story changes. Now, if you need more help, you know you can always go to shaliavinny.com, book a one-on-one or a couple session with me, and I'll be here to help you guys get through whatever it is that's bothering you. I'm here for you. I'm rooting for you, and I love you so much. I'm going to see you on the next episode, okay? Today's show is brought to you by Sincerely Shalia, my greeting card line. Please rate the show on your favorite streaming platform, share it with one person who you think needs to hear it, and then ask them to do the same. Remember, Good, better, best. Don't you ever let it rest till your good is better and your better is best. Until next time, your friend, motivator, and relationship strategist, Dr. Shalia. Bye.